Isengard, the Ents cried in many voices, to Isengard. To Isengard, the Isengard, be ringed and barred with doors of stone. To Isengard, be strong and hard and cold as stone and bare as bone. We go, we go, we go to war, to hew the stone and break the door. For bowl and bow are burning now, the furnace roars, we go to war. The land of gloom, with tramp of doom, with roll of drum, we come, we come. To Isengard, with doom we come, with doom we come, with doom we come.
Heroic stories, hallowed literature, and Homeric movies are part of our history. They either serve as cautionary tales or define our age as worth remembering. And now, we have Amazon with their Polluted Rings of Power series again maligning Tolkien's monumental mythology. There are new leaks detailing Prime's betrayal. So we have to shine a light on their lies and bring them down a peg by using our heart, faith, reason, and facts.
And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the prosecution is not going to get that man today. No. Because I'm going to get him.
Welcome, Slayer Nation. I hope all of you are having a magnificent day. And if you're new to the channel, take a moment, it's just a minute, and push the subscribe button down below and join the fun and conversation at George the Giant Slayer. Today, Bounding into Comics released an article detailing leaks that prove Prime's perversion of Tolkien's Second Age. You know, if these leaks are true, this actually will finally be evidence beyond a shadow of a doubt that Amazon is producing nothing but pixelated porn for their friends in the Hollywood wokerati, and that they're creating nothing but pablum for all the crews and the cancel culture corporate class. So I want to, run through this article, make it a quick video because time is precious for all of you. And we're going to run through and see exactly what type of poison they're pumping into Galadriel's veins, what kind of poison that they're polluting all of the major characters like Muriel and Ar-Pharazon. Now, the name of this article is New Lord of the Rings of Power Leaks Detail Galadriel's Rage and Plot Information about Halbrand. The first leak starts, Galadriel and Halbrand are brought before the court of Muriel and Pharazon by Elendil, to the surprise of everybody, still in the rags from when they were rescued from the shipwreck. Now, I want you to put a pin into that where it said the court of Muriel and Pharazon. That's important for later. We go to the next leak. Quote, tense introduction follows verbal standoffs between Galadriel, Muriel, and Pharazon, where Galadriel proclaims her lineage. It's Halbrand who tries to act as the conciliatory one and keeps Galadriel's rage in check. Keeps Galadriel's rage in check. This is literally the most powerful, most beautiful, and one of the wisest among the elves. Someone who's anywhere from 1,950 to 2,000 years old at this point in the Second Age, who married in the First Age to Celeborn and who had their daughter Celebrian. But she's not mature enough to control her rage, to have toddler-like temper tantrums that she requires a human character who did not exist, that Amazon created out of thin air in order to be a mediator for her. I'm just fascinated with Amazon's minds. They're both then marched off to their quarters or jail, in parentheses it says unconfirmed, by guards, during which time Halbrand secretly gets a dagger from Elendil. This is when Galadriel fights off guards, not when she arrives to Numenor, they add. So sometime before Numenor, maybe their ship stops somewhere on the coast. Someone actually is able to, with Galadriel, not resisting, of course, confine her to her room or lock her in a jail. Is that believable to you? Because it's not believable to me. This just shows you what Amazon is doing. See, they're trying to create a 2022 Joan of Arc, armor, sword, shield, and the flag of the fourth wave radical feminist that she can plant on top of Amazon's Mount Jeff Bezos and say, I'm here to take down the patriarchy and to lead everyone into the new land of Amazon. Come on. It's a joke. I mean, this is why we have to fight it, because what they're actually producing is poison. This is not honoring or respecting J.R.R. Tolkien's masterwork, the product of his life. This is some kind of corporate construct to push a social justice message. They're curing the legendarium in the bile of their social justice venom. Why? Because they want to carve in their logo so it can last the span of time. But see, there's a great quote in one of the letters that Tolkien wrote. I'm going to read it to you now. He states, longevity or counterfeit immortality, true immortality is beyond Ea. It is the chief bait of Sauron. It leads the small to a golem and the great to a ringwraith. I think that is perfectly apropos for Amazon and the crap that they're creating. So now let's jump to Miriel and Pharazon. So it says, this leak also appears to back up a previous leak from the Fellowship of the Fans. That's a great Twitter site that you need to check out. Every time Fellowship of the Fans has a little rumor, they have incredible sources. A few weeks later, or even a couple of months, you find out that it's true. Back in December, Fellowship of the Fans detailed that Pharazon will be Miriel's chief advisor and will unexpectedly defer to Miriel's seniority. But for the most part, he acted like he was in charge, but not king. Now you have to understand, Pharazon was also known as Ar-Pharazon the Golden. He forced his first cousin, Miriel, to marry him against the laws of Numenor, which didn't allow that between such close family relations. Therefore, he usurped her throne, took the scepter, and claimed the kingship for himself, becoming the last king of Numenor. And Numenor, as we all know, is that Atlantis-style civilization that Tolkien created. And they're now going to turn around and make him an advisor. And Miriel is actually the queen. So I'm supposing that she's going to get all the good, all the gold, and all the glory, and he's still going to be responsible for all the dark deeds that he was in the Silmarillion. It's odd because Tolkien wrote extensively about both of them. Here's a piece that Tolkien said about Ar-Pharazon. He wrote, quote, great was the anger of Ar-Pharazon at these tidings, and as he pondered long in secret, his heart was filled with the desire of power, unbounded, and the sole dominion of his will. And he determined without counsel of the Valar or the aid of any wisdom but his own, that the title of king of men he would himself claim, and would compel Sauron to become his vassal and his servant. For in his pride he dreamed that no king should ever arise so mighty as to vie with the heir of Arendelle. Now, remember the original Vanity Fair article after the Super Bowl? That was that puff piece that came out and everybody was excited to read. Well, there was another one a few days later where they asked the two showrunners 10 questions, and one of them was what the rights that they had, what Amazon actually owned, and were they actually going to make it to look like Tolkien's Middle-earth? Well, I want to read you what Bounding in the Comics quoted from them. And this is from that Vanity Fair article. This is from McKay. As long as we're painting within those lines and not egregiously contradicting something we don't have the rights to, there's a lot of leeway and room to dramatize and tell some of the best stories that Tolkien ever came up with. We have the rights solely to the Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, the Return of the King, the Appendices, and the Hobbit. And that is it. We do not have the rights to the Silmarillion, Unfinished Tales, the History of Middle-earth, or any of those other books. So they're switching and they're poisoning and they're changing all of these characters, which they are not allowed to. But I'm betting they believe with their billions that they can take on Saul's ants and the Tolkien estate, because nothing else makes any sense. These people are trying literally to carve their initials into Tolkien's legend. Why else would you change everything? Yes, besides to push the message. Anything else makes absolutely zero sense. We've already been told exactly what they own and don't own. They're sitting here playing kind of like a social justice connect the dots. We're going to check all the boxes here, and then we're going to create a character here. We're going to fashion Galadriel to fit this image here, and we're going to take Ar-Pharazon to be a lackey cuck over here while his wife is the golden, revered queen that everyone loves, and he's responsible for all the evil and venom in the world. Well, we're starting to see what Amazon is pushing to do. So we have to get out there and continue to share all the facts with everyday people who only have a passing knowledge of Middle Earth. And when we do that, we tune them into the facts, we tune them into the truth, and one day they may decide for themselves to tune out Amazon in their home. And that's the best course of action we can take. Keep shining a light on the lies, and the truth will be set free for everyone to see. Now, remember, never bow down, never bend the knee, firmly defiant. Step up, stand tall, and get busy living your best life now. Always forward.